Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Jammu and Kashmir for a two-day visit, during which he will inaugurate 84 major development projects valued at more than 1,500 crore rupees. PM Modi will also participate in International Yoga Day celebrations in Srinagar tomorrow. This marks his first visit to J&K after taking oath as Prime Minister for the third consecutive term. He will participate in the Empowering Youth Transforming Jammu and Kashmir program focused on youth-led development later in the evening. Key projects worth a mammoth amount of money, as mentioned earlier, will also be inaugurated. These projects cover infrastructure, water supply, education and more. He will also launch competitiveness improvement in agriculture and allied sectors project. Moreover, on the 10th International Day of Yoga tomorrow, PM Modi will lead the International Yoga Day celebrations at SKICC Srinagar. Joining us at this point is Ajay Jandiyal, my colleague live from Jammu and Kashmir. Ajay, it's a much-awaited visit by Prime Minister Modi to Jammu and Kashmir. Take us through what all is on his itinerary for today and tomorrow.
Well, Uday, it's a very wonderful evening here in Jammu and Kashmir, and definitely Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also going to enjoy this. And definitely when he's visiting here Jammu and Kashmir for the first time after he took oath for the third time as the Prime Minister of a country, definitely say it's a very important day, because we have seen that how things have changed in the Jammu and Kashmir, especially as far as after the abrogation of 370 is concerned. We have seen the development, we have seen the peace, and we have seen that there is a normalcy in the Kashmir. The way basically tourists started coming to the Jammu and Kashmir, and they are observing and definitely enjoying the beauty of Kashmir. That is the real change what people have observed. And when he's coming once again to Jammu and Kashmir, definitely it is going to give a new gift to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. He's going to inaugurate or lay down the foundation stone of worth rupees 1,500 crore projects, and which basically is also going to strengthen the economy of the Jammu and Kashmir as well. And other than that, he's going to distribute letters to the youngsters, those who will get jobs in the different departments of the Jammu and Kashmir and the country. So this is definitely a big gift to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and especially when he have decided to come here to the Jammu and Kashmir to celebrate the International Yoga Divas here on the bank of Lake Dal. So that is also going to help the economy of the Jammu and Kashmir to boost, because we have seen that more than 2 crores people have visited Jammu and Kashmir in last years, and it is expected that this year this is going to once again increase in the coming time. No doubt that Pakistan and the other enemies, they have tried their best to disturb peace here in the Jammu and Kashmir, but hats off to the security forces, those who are continuously following all the nefarious plan of Pakistan and the terrorists. We have seen that 2 encounters took place in last 3 days, and 4 terrorists was gunned down. Even in Jammu, we have seen that how Pakistan have tried to carry out attacks on the civilians and the defense forces, but also that was also retaliated effectively. So that shows that this visit of the Prime Minister is also a message to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and also to the people sitting across the fence, that we are standing with the people of Jammu and Kashmir. We are behind Jammu and Kashmir, and no one can disturb peace over here.
Right, Ajay, also as far as, of course, the messaging of it all, with this being the first visit by PM to Jammu and Kashmir after taking oath as for the third time as Prime Minister, but also, of course, Ajay, leading Yoga Day celebrations from Srinagar. The entire world will be looking at India, of course, because India is the one who led the charge for getting the International Yoga Day declared, which is something that the UN ascended to, and is something that the entire world now celebrates with us. So the entire world will be looking at India, and PM in Srinagar leading these celebrations. What is the messaging of it all, Ajay?
Well, see, the message is very loud and clear to the world that Jammu and Kashmir is a peaceful, and people, those who want to enjoy the beauty of Kashmir, those who want to live their life, they can come over here. No doubt that after the abrogation of 370 and in last few years, the things have changed. We have seen that how tourists started coming, but definitely international tourists after the G20, it was expected that number of tourists, and especially the international tourists, will number will increase increase. And definitely it has happened. But after this day, when Prime Minister himself is visiting Kashmir and celebrating International Yoga Day here, definitely this message to go to the other countries as well. Yes, if Prime Minister can come and celebrate this day over here in the peaceful Kashmir, then definitely they also can come. And definitely it is going to help to boost the economy of the Kashmir, because people, when they started coming to Kashmir, the locals, they will get a job opportunity, they will get business, and definitely it is going to change the lifestyle and living of people of Kashmir as well.
Okay. Well, let me also, in fact, quickly join Dr. Sharad Kohli, economist, onto the discussion. Dr. Sharad Kohli is with us live. We also have Major General A.K. Sivaj, former Chief Territorial Army, joining us. Madhav Nalapa, Territorial Director of the Sunday Guardian, is live with us. Utpal Kaul, historian and social activist, is joining us live. Dr. Nirmal Singh, former Deputy Chief Minister, Jammu and Kashmir, is also live with us. And in fact, we are getting live visuals now of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with Jammu and Kashmir LG Manoj Sinha. PM Modi has reached Jammu and Kashmir. You can see there he is being greeted by local women there. He is being received, of course, by the local women, and of course he is meeting them, interacting with them. Now, of course, also going around a special exhibition there. The PM, of course, meeting with local craftsmen. You can see local musicians there from Jammu and Kashmir also present, of course, to receive him at this special program. So a power-packed 2 days for the Prime Minister. Let me bring in Dr. Nirmal Singh first. Dr. Nirmal Singh, a great reception being given to PM Modi, as we can see, of course, in these visuals. But clearly, of course, a lot on his agenda, including development projects for J&K and, of course, special Yoga Day celebrations as well.
Definitely, because Jammu Kashmir was always on the priority list of Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi. Last time he came on 20th March, and you have seen that thousands of people, whether they were youth, women, old people, they came to Kashmir, to Srinagar to listen to him. He directly interacted with him. So he has got a direct rapport with the people of Kashmir. It has given a clear message to the anti-forces that you may try to create some trouble for us, whether it's in Kashmir or in Jammu province, but you are not going to succeed. And this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi on this special day of Yoga Day, it's a message to the whole of the world. And you'll see that tomorrow, thousands of people from Kashmir, from Kashmiri Muslims, youth, they will participate in the Yoga Day, and they will give message to those people, Pakistan especially, and these anti-forces that we are with India, we are for peace and prosperity, we are for development of the of Jammu and Kashmir, and we want to be one with India, which is growing economy. We are with, they have voted in the large number, very big number, and given a message that we believe in Indian constitution. We believe in Indian democracy. The anti-forces may create various other, they try to create different discourse over Jammu and Kashmir, but you will see that after his visit, a new situation will emerge. And you see it on the other side of the Kashmir, which is POJK. Even Pakistani government has been forced to declare in the High Court that that occupied Kashmir is a foreign territory, and now a freedom movement, and some of these agitators, they want accession with India. This is new Jammu and Kashmir, and especially it has emerged after 5th August 2019. One is anti-Modi, anti-BJP people, anti-national government, the central government people may say anything. But you'll see that gradually we are reaching a stage when Jammu Kashmir will be one of those states which is on the path of progress, peace and prosperity. And they are contributing to the economy of India. And when we say that we will become a third largest economy, Jammu Kashmir will also contribute for that. And the youth After getting this employment, other, you can say, opportunities, they will be part of that.
Okay. Let me also, in fact, quickly bring in Sharad Kohli, because Sharad Kohli, at the end of the day, of course, there's a lot of, economics of it all. Tourism contributes a lot to the Jammu and Kashmir economy. We can expect tourism to rise post the Prime Minister's visit, particularly his visit for yoga, given the fact that it's going to be watched the world over, knowing the fact that tomorrow is International Yoga Day. Also, Dr. Sharad Kohli, as far as the 1,500 crore worth of projects, primarily for developing infrastructure, but for many other sectors, expected to give a further Vikas push to J&K, isn't it?
Undoubtedly, Uday, good evening to all the panelists and NewsX viewers. When you name tourism in this blistering heat of Delhi, I can only remember that couplet of Amir Khusro, which said, "Agar Firdaus bar ruhe zaminast, hami nasto, hami nasto, hami nasto." For the people who don't understand, because this is in Farsi, that if there is paradise on earth, it is here. It is this. It is this. And it speaks so true. We've had over 2 crore tourists in the year 2023, and if we just leave out the aberration of some kind of terrorist activity we've seen in the recent past, I think Kashmir has presented a fantastic picture since abrogation of Article 370. I think the state has evolved into a new destination for tourism, and not just tourism, mind you, Uday. We've seen industries move there. We've seen development projects of large magnitude going there. I'm not even including the 1,500 crores declaration which the Prime Minister has made recently. The whole aim was to bring to the mainstream the youth of J&K who were misled, who had lost their way, who were on a different track altogether. And it is because of lack of opportunities, Uday, that a lot of youths were getting into this patharbazi, and a lot of youths were getting misled, carried away by wrong kind of propaganda. The moment these youth found employment, the moment these youths found that there is a career ahead of them, the moment these youth realized that there is prosperity for us like rest of the country, you suddenly found that the state started, or the union territory started evolving. Not a single houseboat in Dal Lake, Uday, is today available, all sold out, all services sold out in Kashmir. You can't find a hotel, the hotel prices have gone up. This is a typical successful tourism destination. And why just tourism? Look at other industries. Look at carpet making. Look at saffron cultivation, the agro-based thing. Look at silk making. There are so many industries which are now flourishing, all thanks to whatever happened after abrogation of Article 370, when the center, with a clear mandate, wanted the state or the union territory to come to the mainstream. And I think it has done wonders. If somebody really wants to know, apart from the visuals you are seeing on the screen, if somebody really wants to know how Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir have transformed, I think just go and speak to the families and the youth at the ground level in Jammu, Srinagar, or wherever you want to go. Let's leave out some of the places which are remotely accessible. As far as Ladakh, you find there is a complete transformation. There is an absolute change which has happened in their lives. They have suddenly, they are not scared, they are not afraid, they are looking forward to a future. And in fact, the way youth based out of Delhi or Mumbai or Bengaluru or Kolkata or Chennai, any of the top cities, I think those youth have aspirations. They are seen in sports now, they are seen in startups now, they are seen in innovation now, they are seen everywhere. And I can tell you with conviction, with the flux of time, Uday, you'll see more and more youth getting into the mainstream. I think that will put an end. And I think it is for this reason, Uday, I'm making a very important statement. It is for this reason that people in POK now have started comparing themselves with people in Kashmir, that look, because India abrogated Article 370. POK is obviously India, but I would say people of this region. And we want to get into the mainstream. So that is why you are seeing protests on the streets of POK. That for God's sake, save us. Do the same for us. They want to replicate what has happened, which is why they are shouting India, India there, that we want to come under the Indian governance. I think this transformation is visible to the whole world. Anybody who wants to still do a propaganda in J&K must go to the ground level and talk to the youth, talk to the people there, and see what wonders this has done to their lives, Uday?
Absolutely. Let me, in fact, quickly now take that across to Professor Madhav Nalapat as well, who's joining us live. Professor Madhav Nalapat, clearly, of course, this is, a big visit. It's being looked at as well very, very closely. We can see Prime Minister Modi there interacting with local artisans, local, people who, of course, are working there on projects, on startups, inspiring them, of course, to continue doing this good work for Jammu and Kashmir. What is the messaging of it all? Because, nothing is complete without sending out a message, to Indians and to the world. The optics are there for all to see. What is the messaging? Professor Nalapat, what's your interpretation?
It's very clear. It's that Jammu and Kashmir is one of the most beautiful places in India, and it's a wonderful investment destination. And now you have infrastructure being built there in very, very significant quantities. So that is a very, very important change. I was just talking to individuals from Ladakh who were saying that the youth of Ladakh were extremely happy to see, for example, Pashmina. There is now new attention given to the Pashmina, and there's new attention paid to the need for machinery that is, basically weaving Pashmina to be made in India and to be repaired in India. And I think from that point of view, the youth are very keen on basically working, on joining the activities, and they welcome investment. The Kashmiri people, the people of Jammu, they also welcome investment because they want prosperity. Unfortunately, for decades, Kashmir has been run by people who gave a certain amount of doles, but who wanted to keep the pot boiling so that Kashmir will be a little different from the rest of India. Today, after Article 370 was abrogated by Prime Minister Modi, Kashmir has been seen for what it is, an inalienable part of India. And as correctly been said, the people of POJK are noticing the way they themselves are being treated and the way the Kashmiri people are being treated. And I think that difference is so stark that is certainly fueling a mood among them that it's time for India to basically reclaim the POJK.
Absolutely, absolutely, no doubt. Let me quickly, in fact, take that across to Major General A.K. Siwach as well. Major General A.K. Siwach, this though comes at a time when we've seen also security lapses in Jammu, attacks by Pakistan. It's a clear message that we will not be deterred, is it?
Absolutely. See, Uday, you have to now consider as to how the prevailing situation is there in a complete Jammu and Kashmir. Now, as far as the north of Pir Panjal is concerned in Kashmir Valley, there is a total peace and tranquility. There is a development which is taking place. There's a district development council, panchayat election taking place, grassroots level democracy. Lok Sabha election have been almost 60 to 65%. Overall, you find that tourism is now at the best. And the second main important point is that education facilities are open 24/7. There is no stone throwing. The radicalization in South Kashmir has tremendously come down. And you can see the terrorism in Kashmir Valley has in the last days. There are only about 40 to 50 terrorists left. And they too are without leadership, whether it is Lashkar-e-Toba, Jaish-e-Mohammed or Hizb al-Mujahideen. But what has surprised is that south of Pir Panjal, the Pakistan has now activated the area of Poonch and Rajouri. Now, this is the area where, it was dormant for almost 10 to 15 years. And some troops were also moved out from here in Ladakh once the Chinese have come in April, May 2020. Now, making use of this, the Pakistanis have tried to infiltrate in last about 1.5 to 2 years. And you find this area is basically prone to infiltration because it has got mountains, it has got a vegetation, it has got natural caves, and which can be used for caches for a long time. But what has surprised the Indian forces is that there are some overground worker and sleeper cell also working. Now, this new hybrid warfare which has started in south of Pir Panjal is a cause of concern, and we have to now change our strategy. The strategy which worked in north of Pir Panjal in Kashmir Valley will not necessarily work in south of Pir Panjal. And this policy has to be proactive, not the reactive. Now, the point today is we need to have two, three basic issues and action to be taken. First of all, no doubt about it that you have to again make sure that your counter-infiltration grid in the IB sector is also very strong as on the line of control sector. That is, I'm talking about Srinagar, Kathua, Samba, and Jammu. That is the area where possibly infiltration has taken place. The second issue is a counter-terrorism grid. That has to be now again strengthened up. The Rashtriya Rifle was removed from basically south of Pir Panjal, maybe in Rajouri, Poonch, Doda, Kishtwar, and also in Poni Rasi area. You have to reactivate your counter-terrorism grid again with intelligence coming from all the sources. And what two basic issue you need to do is abrogate this ceasefire which you have got with Pakistan, which was done in 2021. Because this is not paying India, it is paying Pakistan. Because Pakistan has moved its troops from here to their western border in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa fighting against Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan. And whereas they are infiltrating terrorists our side. Now, I remember when I was commanding a brigade in Matsal sector in Kupwara, in case if any post used to help the infiltration of the terrorists, we used to completely rubbish that post by firing a heavy weapon, and that post never used to exist thereafter. So that sort of fear has to be generated again in Pakistan, especially in south of Pir Panjal. And this basically ceasefire has no meaning to India. And the fact is that we have a capability of firing 155 gun, which Pakistani do not have even ammunition. So I suppose that the time has come, in case we want that peace to prevail in south of Pir Panjal, our proactive strategy has to be very, very. Second main issue is if there is a requirement of surgical strike 3.0, that the one which we did after Uri, where we killed almost 40 terrorists by going deep inside Pakistan, almost about 3 to 4 kilometers. And then we did Balakot after Pulwama. Now you may need to now do again. The modus operandi will not be same, because today you are capable of doing everything sitting in this side of the border. You have Rafale, you have got Scalp missile, but certainly you have to now teach lesson, and you have to send a message to Pakistan Army and ISI, because it is a very well conceived plan that they will activate this area for doing two things. One is that they will now try to show to the world before September election of assembly that all is not well in Jammu and Kashmir. The terrorism is still there, and which is homegrown. So that is the main issue we have to be very careful. And the second issue which they want to do is they want to divert the attention what is happening in POJK and Gilgit Pakistan, because the people of Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, Kotli, Jhangat, Neelam, Pakistan, Poonch, they are all on the road. They want to join India because they know it. The Indian Jammu and Kashmir is almost 70 years ahead of them as far as the economy is concerned. So they want to now divert the attention of these people by creating this sort of terrorism south of Pir Panjal. And therefore our strategy and tactics has to be very, very proactive, hit hard in the Pakistan, and Pakistan Army and ISI is the main region which we have to go for, because they are the one which are creating this sort of a new hybrid terror in south of Pir Panjal. Uday.
Yes, but Utpal Kaur, as far as, of course, the optics are concerned, do you believe this visit is striking all the right notes by Prime Minister Narendra Modi so soon into his third term, arriving in Jammu and Kashmir, celebrating Yoga Day in Srinagar tomorrow? Utpal Kaur.
Thank you, Uday. As a Kashmiri, it's a great pleasure, and I am so happy, and it's a great messaging that he has chosen the best place on the bank of Dal Lake, on the foothills of Shankaracharya, on the foothills of Zabarwan, where once Abhinav Gupta was giving great sermons, at that place he had chosen for World Yoga Day. And it will be a great messaging nationally and internationally. There will be heartburns in Pakistan, but I may use for the first time one Kashmiri slang, one Kashmiri idiomatic sentence that says, Poon Voran Karkhan Chalan. Dogs are barking, but industry is going on. These dogs will bark. These Pakistanis will try to do damage. They will send terrorists, but we are ready on two fronts. As our general was just now saying, that we have to be proactive and make more surgical strikes on one hand, and on the other hand, development in Kashmir. Last time when I met Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji, to our delegation, he said they have planned spending more than 50,000 crores in Jammu and Kashmir. And so you can see the IITs, IIMs coming in Jammu, coming in Kashmir, more employment. You see the development of tourism. Now from agro sector to tourism, we need more than 10,000 rooms, because as my previous person has said that there is no accommodation. So there is a lot for tourism in Kashmir, and earlier it was tourism in Kashmir only for 6 months. Now it is for whole year. And at the same time, handicrafts is Kashmiri carpets, paper mache shawls, pashmina shawls, and then we have fruits, dry fruits. And so we can generate a lot of business nationally and internationally. So, but the most important is peace. And for peace, we have to be always proactive. And because one can create a lot of fuss. And so we don't want any more terrorist killings, whether it is Riyasi, Doda, Srinagar, Jammu, or anywhere. We have to be proactive. We have to make sure that peace prevails in Kashmir. And we have seen for last, nobody talks now of national conference, autonomy. Nobody talks of now home rule of PDP. Nobody talks of Article 370. Everybody wants peace and prosperity. Earlier, it was nobody was going to move out of their home at 6:30 in the evening. But it is time now that people are enjoying. They are going to Pahalgam, Gulmarg. They are going evening shopping. They are going to Nishad Garden, Shalimar. They are moving around Nagin Lake. They are moving about near Dal Lake in the midnight. So the peace and prosperity, and the new generation understands the value of peace and prosperity. They now want good education. They want good facilities for education, and more job creation will be in Kashmir. And they have seen what is happening all over the globe and what is happening next door in POJK. They get 250 rupees atta and atta kilo. And so now there is a lot of inner silent movement that why we are with Pakistan. We are part of Jammu and Kashmir, and one day POJK will be part of ours because they are our brothers, and we are waiting with open arms that they should come to this place. And so this 84 projects where 1,500 crores will be spent, and they are on from social sector to agro-industry, from tourism to healthcare. So Prime Minister Modi is master in detailing. So he knows where he is taking meetings one by one with the bureaucrats to make it sure that each and every development.
Absolutely. In fact, we are seeing live visuals now. Prime Minister at this event. The Prime Minister, of course, will be unveiling various development works for Jammu and Kashmir in a short while from now. You can see there he has arrived at that program in Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir. Let me go back across to our panel, Sharad Kohli. Now, there has been a transformational change in Jammu and Kashmir over the last 10 years, hasn't it? You know, of course, most significantly after the Article 370 and 35A abrogation, but even before that, efforts to bring in development and to make J&K feel connected have been put at the forefront by the Modi government, haven't they?
Exactly, because what we were noticing before was that the people of J&K and J&K per se was looking disconnected from the rest of the country. In fact, the complaint of most of the people was that we don't get the benefit of all the schemes that are being launched by the government. We are not able to avail because of Article 370 being there. There were so many limitations. Now there are so many welfare schemes of the government. There are so many incentive-based schemes of the government. You know, be it Startup India, Stand Up India, Ujjwala. I mean, so many things going on in the country where one particular state was being isolated in so many things. I think the abrogation of Article 370 has reassured people of Jammu and Kashmir that you are no different from rest of the country as far as welfare is concerned. You are the same as far as development is concerned. You are as much a beneficiary of all the government schemes as much a person sitting in Kanyakumari or a person sitting in Rann of Kutch or a person sitting in Northeast is. So I think that confidence in the youth has led to transformation. For me, Uday, the transformation has come by way of the mindset of the youth. It is the same youth. I would not say that new people have come into Kashmir. We all know this, that it's the same people, the same youth who were misdirected. Their energies were being focused on patharbaji and other things. Now the same energy has moved towards development. See, an empty mind is a devil's workshop. The moment those youth, they got skill, they got proper education, universities have come up, colleges have come up, educational institutions have come up, skill development centers has come up, even if it's for artisans. You know, they have been refined, they have been formalized, they have been organized. So the same youth who were there earlier are now into the mainstream. They have started down to make a career. A friend of mine recently came back from Dal Lake. He said, I met youth who said, "Pehle saab kaam nahi tha." Now we are busy with tourism. We are busy with silk industry. We are busy with carpet making. We are busy with saffron cultivation, which is now moving in and out of Kashmir. And I think the moment that empty mind, Uday, got busy, you saw the transformational difference. So for me, it is the youth who have brought this transformation to Jammu and Kashmir, apart from rest of the population. And with the youth getting transformed, their family members, the women in the house, I'm seeing on the screen Prime Minister being greeted by a set of women from in the local dresses. I think it is the women who inspired the youth that, look, your career lies in prosperity. Your career lies in making your living. Your career does not lie in stone pelting. Your career does not lie in being misled by somebody. I think it is a change of mindset, apart from what government has done with regard to development, with regard to welfare, with regard to abrogation of Article 370. I think I had the opportunity of interacting with LG, Honorable Mr. Manoj Sinha, and he personally told me, I was with him on a stage on a seminar, and I was talking to him. He said, when you go and talk to the youth, you will know the transformation of mindset. Apart from the development projects, you see new tunnels being built, industry coming in, new factories. There's a cinema hall. We saw for the first time a cinema hall in Srinagar, a multiplex in Srinagar. He says, apart from the hardcore infrastructure development you are seeing, the biggest change you are seeing is in the mindset of the youth. So for me, the takeaway for Jammu and Kashmir, I think it is the mindset, because whatever infrastructure you may provide, if the youth are misdirected, they can actually destroy the infrastructure, or the infrastructure can become redundant. Now the youth knows that our state is beautiful as it is. I just said, Hami nasto, Hami nasto, Hami nasto. If there is paradise, it is here on earth. I think they have started to relate with this Farsi quotation by Amir Khusro. And I think that is what has brought the change for me. And the level of education, Uday, has suddenly transformed. When we find the youth, they were not connected with the contemporary education, which rest of the country's youth are, or rest of the country's children are getting. So I think for me, the future of Jammu and Kashmir also is very bright, because now the new generation which will be coming out, which will be growing out, irrespective of the religion, this new generation will transform Kashmir at a greater pace than what we have seen in the last 5 years. So for me, every coming year, every successive year is going to bring more and more prosperity. As far as the aberration of these minor terrorist activities we are seeing, as I agree with General Swat, I think The government forthrightly is trying to handle this, and those days are not away when we will find that the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is also ours, and government, I am sure there's something cooking up in the government, because these activities cannot be tolerated. Surgical strikes on the camps which are there in that area, and the moment we strike them, I think we will uproot terrorism from the root. Absolutely, it will be destroyed, and you will see a very, very speedy transformation in the years to come there.
The Empowering Youth Transforming Jammu and Kashmir program there in Srinagar, to what extent has the youth been empowered in Jammu and Kashmir in the last decade, Dr. Nirmal Singh?
I was listening to Dr. Sharad Kohli. He has talked about the mindset. The basic grassroots of the basis of that was the Article 370. Because Article 370, it gave the message to Kashmiri youth that though they are in India, but they are special. They subsidies and other, you can say, there's some funds from India, but they were never with India. That was the basic, and that went for 3 generations. That has not been there. Now the youth, they believe, they feel that not only this, we have seen that they have defeated the very agenda of these people. 2 former chief ministers have been defeated. They were talking about referendum on Jammu and Kashmir. They have been defeated by the Kashmiris. So now the youth has gone far ahead of these politicians who are on old agenda. And you'll see that after conducting this panchayat elections, BDC, DDC elections, now these assembly elections, they are forthcoming. You'll see that the new leadership will emerge. As our other panelists was saying that they have been in Jammu and Kashmir, the youth, they are getting their employment. They are starting their, because on 20th March, when Prime Minister was interacting with the people, youth of Kashmir, they were telling him that we have started this. The new entrepreneur we have started. They are helping other youth in Kashmir because of this peace and prosperity. So, in every field, education, in industry, in tourism, in this agro-based industries, in this because Kashmir is famous for various articles, artisans. They are very famous for creating various articles which are which has their demand in the world over in the world market. So they are being encouraged by the government. So youth is feeling empowered. So that's why we have seen that during the last these elections, 60% in North Kashmir, 50%, 51% in the whole of Jammu and Kashmir, and the Kashmir Valley, they voted during these Lok Sabha elections. It's a big message to the people world over.
Yes, it certainly is, no doubt. And of course, now the roadmap has been, of course, set out, but all eyes, of course, now on what the road ahead will be in this third term. What Naya Kashmir will look like in Modi 3.0 is the big question, Professor Nalapat.
And I would like to say that a very intense effort will be made from across both borders to create problems. There's no question about it. The whole idea is to make sure that the Modi 3.0 somehow, has less than what it should deserve in terms of success. And I think we need to be ever watchful for that. And for the Chinese, for example, they use technology, they use money and the Kashmir, in Kashmir, the Pakistan military have been using terrorists. So now you have a combination of money, technology, and terrorism. And that is something where I'm sure the security, for example, the Border Roads Organization, the roads in that state are beautifully built, but they're built under military supervision by the BRO. And I think the BRO is a model for the whole country in how roads need to be built. And that kind of infrastructure is boosting the development very significantly. So there is a huge change thanks to Prime Minister Modi. And that is why there is an effort at creating problems and tensions and troubles. And I think it's very important to keep in mind the need to ensure that there are adequate safeguards and protections against such trouble. As the general was saying, as our friend from Kashmir was saying, the point is that Kashmir had a horrible time in the past. The people do not want to go back to a time. And the good news is the young people of Kashmir, of Jammu, of Ladakh, they are united in wanting better jobs, better education, and a better future. And they know that is taking place in India. And that is why we have to ensure that the enemies of India are thwarted in their design to prevent this kind of progress and prosperity from moving forward at high speed. Uday.
Absolutely. Well, there will be efforts by those beyond both our borders, says Professor Nalapat. How do we then tackle that? How do we then counter that, Major Lekhi Sivaj? That is another big challenge and question.
Absolutely. See, Uday, there is no doubt. This is a new challenge which has all of a sudden developed now in last about 1.5 years to 2 years. It's the south of Pir Panjab. No doubt, as far as Kashmir Valley is concerned, it is flourishing with a lot of development. And as on today, you see tourism is record time, grassroots level democracy has taken place, panchayat election and district development council election, then 60 to 65 Lok Sabha percentage in voting is creditable. 1,500 crore has been also invested by a country like Saudi and UAE. G20 meeting was also held. Now, as far as Kashmir Valley, it looks like that is totally in control and people are extremely happy. But what is a cause of concern for us is that south of Pir Panjab, this area which is Hindu dominated, overnight has now become active. And this has been done by a strategy which has been adopted by Pakistan Army and ISI for last about 2 years, that they found this area because the troops have been moved out from here. This was a safe and dormant. It was basically Hindu dominated. They made use of it. The infiltration had taken place. And therefore, we have to be proactive strategy. The proactive strategy is because there are sleeper cell and overground workers which are working now. One OGW has been already caught by Jammu and Kashmir police, who has basically helped in logistic as well as giving the real-time intelligence to the terrorists which have basically affected in Riyasi. So the question is that the proactive strategy south of Pir Panjab has to be multi-pronged. It has to be not only within country, but also that it should be able to hit Pakistani. Because until unless you do not hurt Pakistan army, then you are not going to get peace in south of Pir Panjab. And very cleverly, they have picked up those places which are Hindu dominated. Now the question keeps on coming, will they now try to disrupt Amarnath Yatra, which is going to start from both sides, Baltal as well in Pahalgam? To my understanding, they possibly will not do it because they don't want to become unpopular in Kashmir Valley, because that will hurt the common people, the Muslim people in Kashmir Valley, because that gives the lifeline to them, because the whole income is earned by them. So possibly they may not do it, but what they will do is they will try to disrupt this election process, which is to culminate in September this year. And also what they will try to do is divert the attention of what's happening in POJK and Gilgit-Baltistan. The thing in POJK and Gilgit-Baltistan, it looks that part of the country which was illegally occupied by Pakistan is to come back to India, because it is not that we only want it, it is they want that they should become part and parcel of India, because they have seen it that economically and development point of view, the Kashmir Valley is gone almost about 50 to 60 years ahead of them. As on today, people in Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, Kotli, Jhangar, they all are doing chakka jam and shutter down. They want to now join India. No one can raise the flag of Pakistan in POJK, and the Pakistanis themselves are accepting that POJK is a foreign land. So therefore, the point is, the time is not far off when POJK and Gilgit-Baltistan will join back India, for which it is the actual integral part. So this is now threatening Pakistan, and this has now created a situation for Pakistan ISI to now basically start this sort of situation in south of Pir Panjal. And not only this, it looks to me that their K2 desk is now also become very, very operative, starting for Khalistan and also Kashmir, that is trying to send drugs, weapons, ammunition through the drones in Punjab also. That also point we have to also see. So you will find that a lot of activities south of Pir Panjal and also in Punjab will take place by the Pakistan ISI and a Pakistan Army. To counter this, we need to adopt a proactive strategy. Hit the Pakistan inside their mainland. Hit those bases which were operating and sending terrorists to India. Try to do the same thing which you did in first and second surgical strike in a different manner, so that the question of predictability is not there. At the same time, you should now remove this ceasefire which you have done in 2021. It has no meaning to us, because Pakistan is misusing that ceasefire, trying to send the terrorists, and it is helping Pakistan rather than India. We are capable of punishing Pakistan Army and Pakistan ISI. We should eliminate these terrorist camps which are operating almost 200 kilometers from the border area. Now, to my viewers, I would like to say that there are 10,000 Lashkar-e-Toba jaise Mohammed terrorists still sitting in POJK equipped with M4 assault rifle, which were left by the Americans in Afghanistan. So the ground reality is Pakistan is not going to change. We have to make him change, and Pakistan will try its best to create a situation in south of Pir Panjal, especially before the assembly election, in a manner that they can show to the world that the terrorism still exists in Jammu and Kashmir, and to now make sure that the peace prevails in south of Pir Panjal, our proactive strategy has to be one up, and we have to now coordinate, cooperate with all the agencies, whether it is intelligence or whether it is the security forces, to now reply to the Pakistan in a befitting manner. Uday.
All right, all right. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now speaking at that function in Srinagar. Let's go live across. My thanks to our guests for joining us on this discussion.
और मैं सोचता था कि आज इतना उत्साह उमंग मेरे मन में क्यों उमड़ रहा है, तो मुझे 2 वजह की तरफ मेरा ध्यान गया। वैसे एक तीसरी वजह भी है, क्योंकि मैंने लंबे अरसे तक यहाँ रह करके काम किया है, तो मैं बहुत पुराने लोगों से परिचित हूँ, अलग अलग इलाकों से बहुत गहरा नाता रहा है, तो वो तो याद ताजे होना बहुत स्वाभाविक है। लेकिन 2 वजह की तरफ मेरा ध्यान बहुत स्वाभाविक गया। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में जम्मू कश्मीर की तरक्की से जुड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स का काम, और दूसरा लोकसभा इलेक्शन के बाद ये कश्मीर के भाई और बहनों से मेरी पहली मुलाकात। साथियों, मैं अभी पिछले सप्ताह इटली में G7 की बैठक में शामिल होकर के आया हूं, और जैसा मनोज जी ने बताया, 3 बार किसी सरकार का लगातार बनना इस कंटिन्यूटी का बहुत बड़ा वैश्विक प्रभाव होता है। इससे हमारे देश की तरफ देखने का नजरिया बदलता है। दुनिया के दूसरे देश भारत के साथ अपने रिश्तों को प्राथमिकता देकर मजबूत करते हैं। आज हम बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं कि आज भारत के नागरिकों का जो मिजाज है, ये हमारा देश, हम कह सकते हैं कि हमारी सोसाइटी, ये एस्पिरेशनल ऑल टाइम हाई है और ऑल टाइम हाई एस्पिरेशंस ये अपने आप में देश की सबसे बड़ी शक्ति होती है जो आज भारत को नसीब हुई है। जब एस्पिरेशन हाई होती है तो लोगों की सरकार से एक्सपेक्टेशन, अपेक्षाएं भी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है। इन कसौटियों पर परखने के बाद तीसरी बार लोगों ने हमारी सरकार को चुना है। एक एस्पिरेशनल सोसाइटी किसी को दोबारा मौका नहीं देती। उसका एक ही पैरामीटर होता है, परफॉर्मेंस। आपने अपने सेवा काल के दरमियान क्या परफॉर्म किया है, और वो तो उसको नजर के सामने दिखता है। वो सोशल मीडिया से नहीं चलता है, वो भाषण से नहीं होता है। और ये जो देश ने अनुभव किया, उस परफॉर्मेंस को देखा, उसी का नतीजा है कि आज एक सरकार को तीसरी बार आप सबकी सेवा करने का अवसर मिला है। जनता को सिर्फ हम पर विश्वास, और ये विश्वास कि उनकी एस्पिरेशंस को हमारी सरकार ही पूरा कर सकती है। जनता को हमारी नीयत पर, हमारी सरकार की नीतियों पर भरोसा है, उसको ये थप्पा लगा है। और ये जो एस्पिरेशनल सोसाइटी है, वो निरंतर अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस चाहती है, वो तेज गति से रिजल्ट चाहती है।
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.